Alright, so I'm just going to be painting this fume hood here and cutting out these sides for dehumidifier fan that I just took apart from the broken dehumidifier, and the fan works pretty good. Going to be putting it on top of here and then cutting some fiberglass panels here and putting them on the sides, and that'll just go on top here. Going to be making the holes a lot bigger. This is just some type of crate, and go on there. Dehumidifier motor fan will just go on top of here like so, and I'm gonna seal it all up, and it should work. Alright, so right now I'm just basically cutting out the four sides for the dehumidifier fan section here. So basically the goal is to have this dehumidifier on top and the fan blades on the bottom, so all that is being sucked up, and I have the exit port here. So now I'll just have to put these sides on here, so it's basically going to be an airtight seal. This is like some kind of fiberglass stuff. It's all going to be painted though. What I did was I just took the dehumidifier apart, kept all the cables intact, except for what I needed basically, with the control boards right here, and I have to attach this guy, which is the main control panel. And here, let me see if I can just start it up real quick. 1 second. Alright, so I'll start it up here and give you a preview. Alright, and basically that's that. I have to sit down here. Okay, so, and that's it. Air's coming through here, and it's going inside here. Yeah, it works without the compressor and all that stuff. I actually cut off the cables for the compressor, but it didn't seem to affect it. And then I have also high and low speed, and now it's on high. That's a lot of airflow right there. More than what I'll need. And just a convenient thing, it tells me the humidity, which is not really useful, but it is convenient to have that. And that's it. Pretty good actually. And that'll just go on top of here. Obviously I'll have to make this hole a lot bigger. That'll go on top, and I'll have a fume hood actually. Nice. Alright, well now I'm kind of just putting these four sides on with some screws. Alright. And then I'll have to put some silicone around it. Try to cover as much of the holes as possible, so I'll have a more efficient draft. And then after that, we'll do a test run and see how it works. But I actually have really high hopes for this, because that dehumidifier fan is actually really powerful, so it's not really gonna matter if it's not airtight. It's kind of short, but it's all I had at the moment. It's gonna work though. Okay. I'm actually using the same screws from the dehumidifier motor that are those plastic screws. These guys right there, they came off of that, and I'm just gonna repurpose them. Yeah, that dehumidifier was a pretty good idea, because I knew that they had pretty good fans in there, so why not? We're actually gonna have really good suction from that. The reason I'm doing a fume hood is because I want to do a couple tests with the gold extraction using nitric acid, so it's kind of want to be on the safe side, and I also just wanted to do a little project, so it's fun either way. You know, every day I do a little bit more, and why not, right? It's better than playing video games. So I always like working with my hands. Might as well videotape it, I guess, right? Put it on YouTube. So, alright, that's basically it. I'm gonna just keep doing the 4 sides and then see how it goes. Alright, so I got all those 4 sides just screwed onto here. It's not the prettiest, but it's just to hold the air in there. Now I'm gonna just basically cut out this square with the multi-master. I could even cut it bigger just so I can get more airflow, but I don't want to cut it too big. Cut it with the multi-master, place the fan on top, seal it up here with some silicone. Probably going to be permanent, but for right now I'll just put some silicone on the bottom of this by itself, so then I could just sit it down there, have a tight seal, and if I have to move it, you know, I don't have to move the whole thing. And basically, yeah, for now this is what's gonna happen. Alright, well, I just got that attached, the top vent panel for the dehumidifier fan. Just got done painting a little bit here. Kind of taking shape right now, which is kind of happy. So this thing just opens up like so, and I'm gonna have to put some slots in there so these things can just open up and stop wherever I put the holes, so I can have an adjustable window. But yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. More coming up next. Alright, so I'll just be screwing these screws in to this end plate here for the window. Let's see that real quick. Yeah, now that's just a little bit too big, so I gotta use 1 5/8". Alright, now I got my 1 5/8 screws. I was just thinking here, since this thing is like really hard to pull open, just put a little strip of this kick plate. It has a very smooth paint on it. So if I rip a little bit here and put it on there, it'll ride smoother. I do actually have allowance. I have about double that, so if I do that, it'll actually be a tighter fit. So just a little example right here. I need to push this down. Alright, see, now it opens up a lot easier. have this clip on there, so it's a lot easier. But yeah, once I get that in there, it's going to be a lot easier to open and a lot tighter. Okay, there we go. And yeah, that's it. I think I know the problem is that this is grabbing too much. So if I let go, I could just move it with one finger, but if I don't, it's a lot harder. So what I'm going to do now is just put a block of wood right here inside, so it'll permanently be open, you know, in this position, so I can easily move it in up and, you know, left and right, open it and close it easier. So that's what I'm going to do right now. That's good. That's good the way it is. Now, I was also thinking of putting a little right here, some toke material, the same material, putting it over here and actually utilizing this. Whoops, you can't see it. Now I was actually thinking of putting this material also on the bottom. See how there's a little notch right there? It's too small right now, but I can make it so this piece can just enter in there all the way. It's just a little thing I have to grind down a little bit. Alright, now it's going to be nice and flush against here. Next step is to cut the other piece here. Okay, now I got that cut and I grind it down a little bit, the slot to be bigger. So now I got that grinded down and this cut. So it's not nailed yet, but I mean, it's exactly what I wanted, and it's working just as I thought it would. So now I'll have two notches here, two rails. So that's going to be a closed system right there. If I want to take it out, I don't have to take out those pieces and just slide it all the way back here. And eventually I'm going to have to open this thing up a little more so it comes out easier, but there you go. That's right where I want it. Alright, now I'm going to get to kneeling those white pieces. Okay, now I got this working. I screwed in the panel here for the rail, so now it's actually riding on this and on this. It wants to work. It's getting there. As you can see, that's the fan, and it's basically like a dual chamber fume hood. One with, this is the main chamber, right? And that's the second chamber right there with the fan. I didn't want to put the fan blades too close to the fumes there. I didn't want it to degrade, so I wanted to have a second chamber. So this would actually, I will fit it up to put some filters in there, some air filters in layers, right? Sequential layers to filter out, you know, all the harmful fumes, because I don't want it, you know, if it's not in here, it's outside, and you know, I don't want it to be that noticeable outside, you know, because the nitrogen dioxide is orange fumes. It's not going to be that bad, but I just don't want it, you know, when somebody's going to be walking outside there, or any of the vegetation or whatnot. But this is the other side, which actually works fairly well. So I'll have a double, I'll have two ways to get inside, or if I have something really big, I'll have to put it in, they can't go through that one, go through this one, but this one is actually about the same size. I have to find a way to actually get this sealed on one shot, but I mean, that's the crack right there. I'll probably put some silicone around this so it'll be a nice tight seal. I got a couple things to actually work on, sealing the bottom here and definitely filling up the cracks in the openings over here. But that is, I mean, that is a lot of CFM right there.